Wolverhampton, if you know where that is.
I know Wolverhampton, yeah.
Yeah, so near Birmingham. But I've kind of moved to London, kind of for studies, but obviously to
You was born there, or?
Born in Wolverhampton, yeah.
You don't have a northern accent at all?
It's not northern, Midlands, but
Midlands, okay.
yeah, if you're from the Midlands and someone says northern, it's fine.
It's a no-no.
Literally a big no-no, but
okay.
It's literally because I've spent so much time constantly in London and going to a grammar school, kind of everything washed off on me. But if you heard me as soon as I'm back at home with my family, the biggest Brummie accent ever.
Ah, really?
It changes like that. Like all my friends say, it changes.
So, yeah.
I can't on command, but if I was on the phone to my mom right now, it would change in 2 seconds.
Really? Because you sound really, really southern. Like you sound like properly. I don't know if I was going to say from Hertfordshire or somewhere like that.
Yeah, but nowhere near there.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, and how long have you been in London now?
It's been, I'm trying to think, year and a half, I'd say. I moved September 2018 for uni, but I think the kind of aim is once I graduate to stay here now. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You like London enough to stay?
Much prefer London. No offence if you're from like Wolverhampton, I much prefer.
We're not offending any. I was going to say Northerners, but
not Northerners.
Any
Midlands.
Midlanders. Any people from Wolverhampton or the Midlands. I love it there.
I just think the music scene in London is just so much more than anywhere else in the UK.
London is the hub. Yeah, of everything, whether it's music, business, whatever. London is obviously the heart of it all. So, don't get me wrong, there are so much great scenes. You know, you've got Manchester, Bristol, loads of other places. But I guess if you want to be really, really creative and make it like you do, London really is the main place. Yeah. Okay. And you're studying at ACM, doing your.
I'm doing the performance course there in vocals.
So just for the people, okay, your name's Alyssa Palmer. We will put links to your profile. It will come on the video so people can see you, find you, find out about you. But so for the people that don't know, just tell us about yourself, your style, your music. Okay.
Well, I'm a pop R&B artist. Kind of at the moment, the music that's come out is quite pop more than R&B. But I think the direction in the future is going to be more like British R&B. Kind of like. The way I like to explain it is if Ray and Mabel had a kid.
Okay.
That would be
That's
me.
a good explanation.
So, that's kind of the direction we're taking.
You would be the kid, literally, or the...
I guess, I would basically be the kid. But, I'd say if you want a good example of where my music's kind of going, I'd say a good song to listen to of mine is Even If.
If, I've heard that, yeah.
If you listen to that one, that kind of gives more of an idea of the direction we're taking with my music now. But I've been singing. I'm trying to think. I started kind of doing covers on YouTube when I was about 14.
Yeah.
Really quiet. Probably the worst recording ever. It was literally on an old iPod. I propped it up on an ironing board on the iron.
Yeah.
And I was trying to keep quiet so my family couldn't hear me. And then eventually I've just built up the confidence to then just go, screw it, I'm going to go into music full time. So
we're talking a good long time ago now, because you can't be that old, like you.
It's been about, say, almost 6 years.
Okay.
But I'd say I didn't start thinking about seriously becoming an artist myself until like 2017, 2018.
Wow, okay.
And then I hadn't really got anything, like I'd got no network whatsoever. I went to a grammar school, so I was literally studying at A-level English, psychology and biology. Okay. Nothing to do with music at all. And then I kind of went to a uni convention, and from there I was like, you know what, I actually want to do music.
Yeah.
As soon as you realise there's careers in music, like you kind of build up the confidence.
So this is a recent thing, it hasn't some.
I'd say I've always wanted to do it deep down, but I never thought it would be a reality. Because people either tell you like the only way to get a career in music is if you're a top selling artist. They forget that you could be selling, like if you want to be an artist as your career, you could be selling out shows at say O2 Academy level and still making money from it. As long as you were selling merchandise and things like that, you can still make a full-time career out of.
You don't have to be
artist.
like overly famous to make it, or big.
But I think that's kind of a misconception people have.
Yeah, but you're right. To make a decent kind of wage from it, you do need to be selling out gigs at the minimum.
And I've also told myself as well, even if I'm not selling out loads of gigs and I'm not making a full-time wage off my artistry, especially in the beginning, obviously, I don't mind what I'm doing as long as it's involving music. I could go into, I don't know, A&R, I could go into management, I could go into songwriting for other people. I think people tend to forget that there's so many different avenues in music that if one doesn't work out, you've got plenty more to fall back on.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm speaking from experience. You know, there's so many different avenues. You've got production, events, anything. So yeah, but you're right. As long as you've got a reasonable following, you've got, you know, people there that are listening to your music or, you know, attending your gigs, or, you know, getting involved with you. You know, say you don't have to be a celebrity.
Exactly.
Obviously, that's the higher end, and it depends what your motive is. You know, if you're in it properly for the love of it, and you know,
then you won't mind as long as you have supporters, I guess.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, I want to make music that actually people can relate to and people can actually feel like they have a connection with. Like, for me, I'm such a big fan of music, and the reason I love music so much is because it tells a story and you can connect with it, you can cry with it, you can dance around your room with it.
Yeah.
I don't want to make music just for, I guess, the clout, as they call it nowadays, or the money. I want it so that I can have people come to me and go, you actually spoke to me on a level.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with a bit of money though as well.
I said as long as I can sustain myself financially, do music, I'm happy. Yeah. Obviously anything else would be an added bonus, and I'm not saying I don't want that, but obviously as long as I can live doing music, that's all I could ask for.
Yeah, wow, okay, brilliant. And who would you say, I mean, do you have like a person that you kind of use as an inspiration for your music? Or?
I have a few. I listen to a lot of music, to be honest. If you heard like the music I do, you wouldn't realise the range I listen to, but I use all sorts for inspiration. So I guess in terms of like the main style, I said Ray and Mabel having a kid, I guess.
Yeah.
But I also listen, if we're going with like pop R&B, people like her, Kalani, Ella May. Okay. I'm trying to think, like Madison Beer, if you've heard of her. But I even listen to artists, like my favourite band is Bastille, for example, and I use them as inspiration.
I love Bastille.
Okay, that's the best thing ever.
I love a bit of Bastille. Now, honestly, I feel like doing a rendition.
But the thing is, like, you realise that their songwriting is amazing, and I take so much inspiration, like the fact that they tell a story through their songwriting. Yeah. And the same with, there's a songwriter that I like called Alec Benjamin, and he's doing amazing as well. He likes to call himself like a narrator.
Yeah.
Because he literally tells a story through his music. So it's nothing like the style that I put out.
Yeah.
But in terms of inspiration, I don't just look at my own genre for it.
Yeah.
I look at all sorts. And yeah, like, so obviously the music wise would be Ray and Mabel and that, but then obviously you have other inspirations, songwriting, image wise and stuff like that. So
yeah. Okay. And as I say, you've obviously you're doing this now, you're studying it now, you're looking to develop it further, you've got this new direction you're going into. In terms of collaborations or maybe hookups, you know, is there anyone like you'd potentially or like to work with, or you're thinking of working with, anything in the pipeline or anything like that?
There's nothing so much in the pipeline at the moment. I'm still working in terms of production. I've got some great people I'm working with in that sense. I think my thing at the moment is I really want to work with a rapper at some point on a song. I just feel like there's so many songs that I've written that it works so well. Don't know exactly who yet, but
any rappers out there, Alyssa Palmer is the one, yeah? They're gonna get loads.
Literally, because like that's the thing, there's so many rappers out there, but like it's kind of finding one at the moment that
what type of rap? Because obviously you've got,
I'd say, like, literally I wrote a song and I was like, I could imagine, say, Stormzy on it, but obviously at this stage Stormzy's probably not going to get on it, but I'm like, someone at that sort of like grind level, if you get what I mean, that sort of flow. It's kind of what I'm thinking. But there's people I definitely want to work with in the future, but it's a case of how popular my music gets for it to go that far. Like, I have a full list of like famous singers and that I wish to work with one day, and songwriters, but that'll take time.
One day it will happen.
It's a goal of mine. At least one of them I need to tick off the list.
The thing is, you're still really, really young.
Exactly.
So you've got time on your side. You've got, obviously now's the time to start working on it and start preparing. But yeah, you've still got plenty of time to develop, and maybe, are you looking to doing gigs, events?
Yeah, I'm looking to get into gigs. I've got a live band together. We're just looking at starting like properly rehearsing and stuff. At the moment, no gigs actually properly booked. It's more like in uni. Obviously, I want to work on my sort of artistry and live performance skills before I put it out and make people come and watch me. Because I don't want to give people half a show.
You need to make a good catalogue of music first.
And the catalogue's there, like there's enough for a set, but it's a case of making sure like it's refined with the band now, and that's going to take time. But I'd say in the next couple of months I should start hopefully gigging and stuff properly.
Okay, yeah. The thing with events though, that I find as well, when I do them is you find a lot of venues, want a good amount of security before you can book an event, before you can...
Exactly.
That's the only thing you've got to be careful with. But when you've got... It's all about who you know.
Yeah.
I'm saying this as advice out there as well. Generally, who you know, contacts, people that you can liaise with to arrange agreements,
Yeah.
That will work for both of you. If you can do that as well, and obviously if you've got something to put on the table, something to offer, then obviously that will help as well. So yeah, it's
I think that's a good thing about uni actually. Some people write it off and just think, like obviously it works for some people going straight into the music industry, but when you don't have the network there from the beginning, I'd say looking at a university is probably an amazing thing. You build up a network quite quickly. You might not think people are of value, I guess, at the beginning, even though they always are. But you don't know what opportunities they're going to get, and then they can put you forward for gigs and stuff. And then obviously the thing you can put to the table as well, you've made so many friends at that uni, they'll easily come and watch your gig if you go and watch their gig. So you've got all of that kind of security. Oh, does it cut off after a while?
Yeah, and a memory as well, yeah. So the thing with uni as well that I didn't quite realise before, but definitely now, is you're right, you've got the contacts, you've got so many people that you can network with that you wouldn't have elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can you can build so much relationships, all of this kind of stuff, that so you can't knock that. That's the thing. And with a place like ACM as well, I bet you've got so many people there.
It's there's so many different people, and I'd say the one thing I've learnt there as well is you're not going to make it if you just sit around. Like the people that are successful there and the people that are successful once leaving are the ones that don't just go, okay, I've got the contacts now, I've got this and that. They're the ones that go, okay, I've got all of this, how do I use it? So I think the people that are pushing themselves, like if you push yourself in uni, you've definitely got a good chance of making a full-time income in music. I'm not saying that's being a full-time artist, I'm not saying I'm not going to say that that is guaranteed, but at least if you've got the drive at the uni, you've got almost I'd say probably a 99% chance of getting full-time work in music.
Wow, okay. And what's next? So obviously we know we've got your gigs that you're planning, you've got your new musical direction that you're going into. In terms of let's say in the sort of near future, because what year are you in now?
At uni. Second year, so I've got 1 year left.
You've got 1 year left. So let's say for sort of when you finish, by the time you finish uni, what would you say as a vision is next?
In all honesty, this has been playing on my mind for months and months and months, because some people probably just are quite relaxed about it and they're like, oh, I've still got over a year left. And for me, I want to live in London as long as I can. So my goal is, how do I find full-time work in music at the moment, so when I graduate I can live here straight away. I don't want to go home and put everything on pause with my music. I want to be able to live in London, network with more people. I think when the music starts coming out again, it's going to be really consistent. That's kind of the aim with it. So I want to consistently release, consistently gig once it all starts, and I'd say, and then just try and find some work to kind of support it on the side as well. Okay.
And someone who you can work with, in terms of partner with, or
not really. In what sense?
You say you want somebody to work with you, or?
Oh, as in like I would find people to work with in terms of like collaborations and things like that.
Yeah.
On music, because obviously the best way for growth in music is to network with other people and collaborate with them.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, some people, like when I collaborated with Kieran on Even If, people that he knew then found my music, and then people found him through me. So I'd say that's probably one thing I'm going to try and work on, like build up a network as much as possible so I can collaborate more. But I'd say also, like, as mundane as it probably sounds, like trying to just find a proper like full-time job once I graduate so I can live here and continue music.
Yeah, well, as I said, I've listened to your music. I really like the style.
Thanks.
I like the pop. You know, I'll say it publicly. I like pop.
Don't get me wrong. I like pop, and I like those songs. But I just feel, for me, the connection I had with Even If, like in that direction, I just know it feels more me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that, and I find it much more comfortable to write. I feel much more comfortable singing it for some reason.
Yeah.
So I feel like for me that is kind of the direction I want to take. It just feels more me, and it kind of helps my message a lot more. Like, I guess my message is kind of like empowerment in any sort of sense.
Yeah. Okay.
And I feel like with sort of like, I guess, sorry for my language, but like boss ass bitch sort of music, like that sort of side of it, kind of puts my message across a lot more.
Yeah. When you say empowerment, what do you mean?
In
female
every sense. Like, for example, like not to go too deep, but I've been bullied all throughout like school and that, like primary school, secondary school.
Sorry about that, honestly.
It is what it is, and don't get me wrong, I have an amazing support system now, so it's kind of behind me. But so I kind of empowerment in yourself, to have the confidence to know what you're worth.
Yeah.
Or like female empowerment again, like the way that women are treated sometimes is horrible, and I feel like sometimes feeling like you can stand up for yourself is a good thing. But yeah, literally empowerment in any sense. Like some of the, if you take away, for example, the song, when you break down the lyrics, is literally about kind of when I was at home, like for example, being at school and everything, they were because I went to a grammar school, they were like, you're going to be doing this, this and this, and when I told them I wanted to go into music, don't get me wrong, some of them were really supportive, some of them were like, you're not going to make it, you need this and this. Like, is
that grammar school private?
Not private, because private you pay for, but like at grammar school, so you take
because I was just wondering, because my sister, she's a teacher, and she always asks, I don't know all the technical stuff, but she always bangs on about comprehensive.
Yeah, comprehensive is like public school, and then grammar is like you take tests to get in, basically.
Okay.
But I didn't leave there for sixth form because for me at the time, meant like from like mental health sake and that, I was like, change kind of scared me a little bit. So I was like, I'll stay there, I'll get my A-levels. That was a promise I made to my family as well. I'll get my A-levels and then I can do what I want.
Yeah.
But they didn't offer music at A-level or anything, and I didn't even take it at GCSE because they'd given it other people the opportunity earlier before GCSE. So I was like, oh, maybe I'm not worth it. So I didn't even think about it for years. So because of that, when I told them I wanted to go into a vocals course, they were like, but you'd have no interest in music and this and that. And I was like, at the end of the day, I went to concerts every week, I was in all the music clubs, I was constantly banging on about music 24/7. And yeah, they literally were trying to tell me, oh, look at this instead, or do this and that. Like, music isn't going to be a thing. So it's literally a way is about how people were holding me back, or people were bullying me for wanting to go into music and stuff. Like when I first started doing covers, people from my school finally found out, and then were like bitching about me everywhere, or like when I was singing in front of them and stuff, or someone made a fan account for me once and people found it and then were literally bullied that person away from the account. It's little things like that.
Jealousy.
Literally.
Jealousy, envy, hate, that's the only reason why bullies do what they do.
Literally.
So yeah.
But I want people to realise that like people can bully all they want, but they're not going to stop someone from going for what they want to do.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, there's still days where I'm kind of thinking, have I made the right choice going into music? Don't get me wrong, like some days I'll sing and I'll have the worst anxiety attack ever. But at the end of the day, I know what I want to do, and I'm not letting someone kind of put my creativity into a box and kind of stick a label on me and tell me what I'm going to be.
Yeah, well man, yeah. No, I completely agree with that. I mean, it's hard. It's a hard and sensitive subject to talk about, but mental health definitely is a big thing.
It is.
For men, I feel it's a bit more difficult, but
I completely agree. Men don't tend to talk about it.
Yeah, because speaking from experience, men generally hide it. But yeah, anything you can do, and what you said is really, really good, because anything that opens up the subject is really, really, really good.
And to put it into music, this is the way that I see it, to put it into music that people feel like they can dance to, they feel like it's a bop, and they don't realise they're dealing with that situation at the time. Like take Bastille, for example. The reason I like them so much is their song lyrics, when you actually break them down, are so depressing.
Really?
Literally, if you look at the songwriting, you'll realise how dark and depressing the songs are.
Okay.
But you put it over a happy beat and you're dancing along to it, and you don't realise you're dealing with the situation.
You see, I love Bastille, like the music, but I haven't really properly, I guess, I don't really, because I haven't looked at it that way, but I haven't really noticed the lyrics, but which one is it?
Like, say there's one song that if you break apart, do you know Good Grief?
If you sing it, I'll probably know it, but not by name.
I can't sing it. My voice is still looking gone from being ill. I've been ill all week, just to add. But or even Pompeii. If you break down those lyrics, you'll just realise it's actually quite a depressing song. Like, it's quite a dark, sensitive subject.
Because I'm trying to think.
Are you thinking of the Marshmallow one?
No. I'm thinking of you're right, Pompeii. We'd have to do a rendition, because I was left to my own devices. Yeah.
But it's literally about, like, there's literally a lyric being like, and the walls kept tumbling down in the city. It's literally about like a whole. I think it's literally about Pompeii. You break down the lyrics, and you're like, this is actually really depressing. Why?
Now you said that, actually, yeah.
Like, all their big hits that they've had out, people are just dancing along to them at festivals and not realising the theme of them.
Yeah.
But they don't realise, like, subconsciously they're dealing with those issues. That's kind of why, like, I released Away, because I was like, I want it to sound upbeat, I want people to dance along to it. But still realise there's a message behind it. Not every song, don't get me wrong, I'll still write songs that are like, about anything, like, I guess just average relationship songs or whatever, because everyone does. It's like, there's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time I want songs as well that have a strong message that sometimes people are too afraid to put into the charts and that.
Yeah, well, that's next time I listen to
a Bastille song,
I will take note, because I haven't really, as I said, I haven't.
They don't tend to write happy songs.
Okay.
I can't even think of a happy song they have.
Yeah.
I can't, genuinely.
Wow, okay. But actually, I say that, when I actually listen to Pompeii, that song, it does make me dance a bit, but it's also quite it makes me feel quite emotional, because I don't know, I guess at the time when it came out, I was, it was like a couple song that I had with someone who I was with at the time. Yeah. So it evokes memories of that. But I can see what you're saying though about it being, I'll definitely take note. Yeah. Okay. Well, it was, as I say, really, really good to get you down here and meet you, because I wanted to meet you personally.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, as I say, I love your music, and I'm hoping for more. I'm really looking forward to more music coming from
There'll be plenty more. I think it's just getting the whole catalogue together at the moment.
From what I've heard so far anyway, like, I'm actually, eagerly waiting for that. So, but as I say, there's links here. Alyssa Palmer, and thank you for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I always give a present to all my guests that come down. That's just the way. That's what I do. Today, for some reason, I just misplaced it, but I will make a short video with the present for you to display, and just so that you know, because I always do it, it's part of my procedure. Yeah. So there will be a short video soon, just displaying the gift, and I'll give it to you whenever I next see you, basically.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, if you've got a gig or something, or I'm sure we'll see each other.
Okay.